In Genesis 37, the story of Joseph begins to unfold with dramatic force and profound lessons. Joseph, Jacob's favorite son, was viewed with suspicion and resentment by his brothers. Jacob demonstrated his fondness for Joseph by giving him an ornate robe, a symbol of status and privilege, which further inflamed the brothers' jealousy. Joseph had unusual dreams and shared them, saying that they would bow down to him, which fueled their hatred. One day, when Joseph goes to meet his brothers in the field, they plot against him. Reuben, the eldest, intervenes to prevent Joseph's murder by suggesting that he be thrown into a cistern. But while Reuben is away, the brothers decide to sell him to Ishmaelite merchants who are passing by. For 20 pieces of silver, Joseph is taken to Egypt, beginning a journey filled with suffering and redemption. To hide what they have done, the brothers smear Joseph's tunic with goat's blood and take it to their father, Jacob. Upon seeing the bloody tunic, Jacob believes that Joseph was killed by a wild animal and is plunged into deep mourning. Joseph's journey, marked by betrayal and dreams, began with a destiny that would lead him to change the course of history. Subscribe to the channel, and stay with us until the end for a message that can change your life. Genesis 37 is a story of family tension and divine purpose. Joseph's tunic symbolizes Jacob's favor, but it also carries the weight of the consequences of favoritism within a family. Joseph's dreams are visions given by God, foretelling his future leadership and crucial role in preserving his family and many lives. However, his immaturity in sharing them without discernment causes division. The brothers' betrayal demonstrates the depth of human sin, while God's providence begins to reveal itself even in the darkest circumstances. Joseph's sale to Egypt was not only a human choice, but also part of God's larger plan to save many lives. The chapter teaches that even in times of injustice and betrayal, God remains in control and can use suffering to accomplish his purposes. This narrative is a powerful reminder that God's ways often begin in unexpected and challenging situations. The setting of Genesis 37 reflects practices common in the ancient Middle East. Dothan, where Joseph meets his brothers, was an area known for its pastureland and proximity to trade routes. Excavations at Dothan have revealed traces of Bronze Age settlement, including structures related to pastoral life and trade. The mention of Ishmaelite merchants who transported spices, balm, and myrrh to Egypt aligns with historical records documenting trade between Canaan and Egypt. The price of 20 pieces of silver paid for Joseph matches the value of a young slave at the time, according to ancient texts such as the Code of Hammurabi. Furthermore, the practice of staining a garment with blood to simulate a tragedy is a detail that reflects rituals and symbolism related to mourning and deceit in ancient culture. The archaeological context helps to anchor the Joseph narrative in a historical and cultural reality that makes the events even more vivid and relevant. Scholars see Genesis 37 as the beginning of one of the most significant stories in the Bible, highlighting the sovereignty of God and the development of Joseph's character. Jacob's favoritism is often criticized as a cause of family tensions, showing the consequences of preferences within a family. Joseph's dreams are interpreted as prophetic revelations, but also as an initial test of his character, as he was not yet mature enough to understand the depth of the visions. Reuben's intervention, in suggesting that Joseph be thrown into the cistern, is seen as an effort to protect his brother, showing that not all the brothers were completely consumed by envy. The narrative also highlights divine providence. Even in betrayal, Joseph is preserved for a greater purpose. Scholars point out that the blood-stained robe symbolizes the human attempt to hide sin, while Jacob's suffering anticipates the reconciliation and redemption that will come in the following chapters. Archaeological discoveries at sites mentioned in the story of Joseph offer fascinating insights. At Dothan, ruins and artifacts show that the area was a Bronze Age herding and trading route. Ancient inscriptions and records document the existence of Ishmaelite and Midianite merchants who traded goods such as spices and slaves on routes connecting Canaan to Egypt. The transport of balm and myrrh mentioned in the narrative is corroborated by archaeological finds that indicate the trade of these valuable products, used for embalming and medicinal purposes in Egypt. The practice of selling people into slavery is also recorded on Mesopotamian and Egyptian tablets, which detail the prices paid and the routes used. These historical records help confirm the cultural and practical veracity of the events narrated in Genesis 37, connecting them to the larger context of the ancient Middle East. The story of Joseph in Genesis 37 is deeply relevant today. Favoritism within families, which breeds conflict and resentment, is a problem that persists in many cultures. Joseph's dreams, though initially misunderstood, are a reminder that everyone has a unique purpose, even when faced with rejection or opposition. The betrayal of Joseph's brothers reflects the human nature of acting impulsively out of envy or resentment, something we still see in modern interpersonal dynamics. However, divine providence in Joseph's life teaches us that the darkest moments can be the beginning of something greater. Just as Joseph was sold and taken to Egypt, many people today face adversity that, over time, can reveal itself as essential steps in a greater plan. Genesis 37 inspires us to trust God, even when we don't understand what is happening, knowing that He can transform pain into purpose and betrayal into redemption. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like and share it. And remember, each day is a new opportunity to call on the name of the Lord. Until next time.